So hi, this is Paul from Strung Too Tight.
Stephen here, hello.
And we will eventually figure out a way of doing a different opening scene than that.
We just tried 10 and they all failed miserably.
Yeah, they're pretty terrible.
Any suggestions? Let us know how we can do better intros.
10 seconds and we're already asking for audience participation.
Oh yeah.
I have in my hand Genesis. Okay? Mwah. Mwah.
Terminator.
It's the original Pro Staff 85 6.0 racket, the one that Edberg was using at first, and then he moved to the Pro Staff Classic. It's Genesis, and Wilson recently posted on Instagram.
One?
It's not the first Pro Staff. It's the first. I think it's the first Pro Staff graphite racket.
Right.
But 1982, I believe that Chris Evert was using it. Unbelievably thin beam. But like I said, Wilson posted yesterday on Instagram. They said, "Oh, show you a collection of Pro Staffs." For me, the Pro Staffs are the greatest rackets of all time. But that doesn't mean anything, guys, and that really doesn't mean anything.
It's an opinion.
It's just. There's been probably, I'm going to guess, around about over 100 different types of Pro Staffs. So to say that they're the best rackets is like saying that BMWs are the best cars. It doesn't work like that. I mean, basically, I love the Pro Staff concept. Most Pro Staffs, if not all Pro Staffs, are headlight rackets. Okay, so they're players' rackets. My all-time favourite racket is a Fisher.
Yeah.
Okay, Fisher magnetic speed racket.
That is nice.
It's a beast. I might go and get that in the middle of you'd have to keep talking.
Should I go now?
No, you keep talking to the camera and I'll go and get it. But then my second favourite is actually the Triad Pro Staff, which is a very, very unusual racket.
Why?
Well, because it's the Triad technology which completely failed. I mean, it's, people don't really like trying new things, do they? But it was basically a three-piece racket. Triad.
Oh yeah.
You see. So, and I just loved playing with that racket. It's my all-time second favourite racket. But yeah, I just wanted to give a shout out to Wilson. Product placement. Would love if you've got any old. Actually, do you know the reason I actually did it is this. Recently, Head put out a video of somebody going to like the Head factory and seeing all the old rackets.
Oh really?
And
I didn't see this.
And it was on Facebook, and I watched that, and I was literally like, I want to go.
You've done it again.
What? No, it's not more of a baby this time. I want to go and touch all the old rackets. But basically, I'd love to go to sort of an old museum. My friend on Facebook, Rodney Lack in Australia, he's got old Rodders. He's got a collection to die for. But I would love to go to like Head, and I'd like to go through all of their old rackets. I'd like to go to Wilson the same. Yeah. I'd love to go to Fisher because obviously I love Fisher as well. Prince, I'd love to go. I think that would be like my bucket list. I'd like to go to all of these big,
that'd be amazing.
big providers and see all the old rackets. And
if you want to fly us out first class, we'd be more than happy to visit, do a podcast from there, show you off to all our thousands of fans.
That's a good shout. So yeah, I don't mind going coach or economy, but if you want to fly us out, we'll do a podcast from any of you guys Austria, with Head.
Yeah.
That's not even that far. It's like a 4-hour journey. So we could go and do there. And
where's Wilson?
Be in the States, won't it?
Whereabouts, I don't know.
In between New York and San Francisco, somewhere. I don't know. Anyway, right, so today's podcast is actually going to be more locally based, Steve.
Home.
Here in Dubai in the UAE. And one of the things that I'm loving right now in my freedom period of life is that I'm not associated with any company or any academy. I'm consulting. I'm assisting anybody who would like to take any advice or anything. And more often than not, they don't want to take advice. But
they want it, and then they don't want to listen to it.
I mean, obviously, even you understand that from your side of things as well. But we're moving into a period now, Steve, where we kid you not, it gets to around about 50 to 60 degrees Celsius here. So playing outside really becomes a big issue here in the UAE, and there's a monstrously poor shortage of indoor courts and indoor opportunities. So we wanted to have a quick sort of chat about the options that are available.
Well, yeah, I mean, the good thing is that Dubai is growing now that there are options.
Yeah.
That is, just because it's always had that seasons, which I hate. You know, from September to June or July, and you just stop. It's like I don't like that word season. It's not a season. It's not. Yeah, it makes Dubai sound like it's summer camp somewhere the whole year.
Well, I mean, for those of you who are not experienced Dubai or UAE people, the general feeling is that here you spend 10 months and then it gets to July and August when it gets really too hot. The kids break up from school, and more often than not, I would say, the expats go back to their home country. I mean, there's only a 13% local percentage here. So, you know, you've basically got an 87% expats. A lot of those, more of those are kind of labourers and stuff with all the
No, there's not that many expats.
What do you mean? There is 87% expats. It is. There's only 13% of locals here.
Not all British, by the way.
Yeah, definitely not.
You just sort of get that quickly.
Gosh. The bit that I'm sort of involved in at this moment in time is Dubai Sports World, which is at the Trade Centre. They create a massive indoor sports hall, basically. It's huge, actually huge. And that's where we've actually got 2 tennis courts that are being used throughout the summer. There's a load of tennis camps. And with Tennis 360, which is a company that I'm spending a lot of time with now, helping them out. One of their coaches sadly left. And I said I'd come and help them, and you know, I was able to come and do that. I'm very thankful for it. I'm loving all the time I'm spending there. Actually, it's really good fun. But they're going to be doing a lot of indoor coaching. They've got camps every single morning. They've got the courts, these 2 indoor courts all day up until 5 o'clock every single day. And there's going to be coaching. There's going to be tournaments, and yeah, I mean, it's something which 5 years ago wasn't here.
2 years ago.
No, they had it 2 years ago.
Really?
But it's got bigger and bigger as more and more people have found out about it.
Well, this is the thing.
And that's where we move on to yours.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I am based at the Habtor, or Al Habtor Tennis Academy in Habtor City, so just in Business Bay, and we are probably the only indoor tennis facilities. We have, I'm going to say, the best indoor court in the whole of the UAE. It's a magnificent place, and yeah, the same. We're running academies the whole summer, so from 1st of July all the way to 30th of August. You know, so I mean, we'll be doing some multi-sport stuff as well. So it's not just going to be tennis. You know, we'll have some table tennis and badminton, a little bit of football. So yeah, it's obviously there are options out there. So you've got obviously Dubai Sports World, you know, Habtor Tennis Academy. If you want to get in touch with us, you know, just because it's hot doesn't mean your tennis has to stop. And I think we're charging 158 dirhams per day for a camp. So that's like from 9 till 1.
The funny thing is about this, by the way, guys, is that, I mean, one of the reasons why Steve and I became friendly, it wasn't just because I was his boss in a company, it was actually because I believe that we both have a very similar opinion on this, which is, you know, theoretically, I don't work for his academy, I don't work for any academy, but theoretically, you know, I shouldn't promote yours or you shouldn't promote mine.
The way Dubai is.
That's just such a naive way of thinking. It's a narrow-minded way of thinking. You know, as professionals, and I'll put my coach's head on now, the most important thing is that we want to see people playing tennis.
So at the end of the day, isn't that what it's all about?
So when having this mantle now, having this opportunity to sort of say it, then, you know, if Dubai Sports World and Tennis 360 isn't for you, go to Habtor and vice versa.
There's more than enough people to go around.
Absolutely, and this is the frustrating thing, that they're actually, you know, all this kind of like holding on to people and overprotectiveness.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's just stupid. And, you know, you're only going to turn people off if you're going to be that closed-minded. The Habtor Tennis Academy was actually just across the road.
Stone's throw away.
No, you have to bloody
Oh,
good
good
throw.
arm. See that? Does that fit in the camera?
Is that the Nadal arm again? So Habtoor Tennis Academy, it's really central in the city. It's very easy to access. As Steve said, it is the best indoor court in the country. I kind of think they should have built 2, but
wow,
that's a different,
maybe more coming.
That's a different story completely. But you know, it's a fantastic facility. You've got yourself, you've got T-Boy, you've got my very close friend Christian. You've got a lot of guys there, Luca and Sanya.
Also,
and then,
actually, just very quickly, good news is we're finally getting a tennis shop. I don't know if I'm even allowed to say this.
well, I don't know if it until it actually happens.
Oh, it's happening. It's happening. So we're actually going to have a purpose tennis shop right there.
Well, you see,
Finally.
that's something that you should be gutted about, because Strung Too Tight is supposed to be kind of moving into that field come September.
Oh, this will be much better. Don't worry about that.
Ours or theirs?
Ours.
Oh, well, obviously.
Obviously.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, they're going to have a tennis shop. I mean, based on the information I've only heard this. Then I would take every bit of advice that they offer with a very, very small pinch of salt.
Well, I'll still be coming to you. Well, hopefully, we were just talking about this before. There'll be some courses being run, mostly by Paul, on racket knowledge. So, coaches and players.
Well, we hope so.
Let's see. There's lots to come. Giving away some little Easter eggs there.
And I mean, what I'd like to sort of ask the guys, our viewers, all 3 of them, would be, are there any other indoor opportunities? You know, let's get it on our site. You know, go to our Facebook and just add it. Yeah. Add some indoor. If not outdoor, okay, indoor. Yeah. We'd like to see everywhere. We just saw on Facebook, it looks like there's one at the Swiss school here in Dubai.
And obviously Abu Dhabi, Sharjah, any of the other Emirates that they've got.
Abu Dhabi, I think, definitely has got some somewhere. I mean, certainly at the what's it called? No, opposite. It's opposite Zayed Sports City. It's the military base or Officers Club. You went there.
Yeah, Officers Club.
I mean, that's not an ideal one because it's a bubble and it's next to a football field, so it's very noisy. But you know, that then poses the next question. For 5 months in a year, it's a very difficult place to play anything outside. Why are there not more indoor facilities? Now, you're involved in one, okay, over at Habtoor, which we've mentioned. Okay, the feeling is that it's the AC. The AC costs, yeah?
Well, I mean, they're quite big.
They're huge, don't get me wrong, but let me throw this one at our viewers, at you. Associate all of your indoor facilities with schools. Okay? They've got the land, you can multi-sport. It just takes a little bit more time setting it up in terms of, you know, not just thinking, oh, I need an indoor sports hall which has got 4 badminton courts and it needs to be well thought through. Yeah. But you could very comfortably create like a tarmacadam court so that it's actually
that much as well.
Yeah, well, it's just about common sense, surely. You know, having something which is just solely tennis, as you guys are finding out, it's very, very difficult. You know, because you've got 7 months in a year where the weather here is just spectacular outside.
I often have this debate, or just with myself, because the weather is so good for a large percentage. You know, I guess we're very lucky. So, you know, the chairman of Habtoor, Mr. Habtoor, he's a huge tennis fan. Plays every day. So hence why he kind of put together the indoor courts. And so a big thank you to yourself, because obviously without him,
I would love to meet the guy. As you know, I'm desperate to meet the guy.
He is a huge tennis player, good player as well.
Yeah, no, you've played with him. Yeah. But again, even that, right? Let's just think. Okay, if it's just tennis, okay, why not have a 4-court facility indoor, and on the roof put another 4 courts? Yeah. Okay. Then when it gets to the summer and people are going to go outside, the winter, and people are going to go and play outside a little bit more, why not have badminton? Why not have paddle tennis inside? Why not have 5-a-side? You know, just put down like an AstroTurf, a roll-out AstroTurf, or something like that. It's all about, you know, I'm not an engineer of any sort. You know I'm not. But come on, guys.
Why do you think? I mean, obviously you've been in Dubai, or certainly a lot longer than myself. Why has it not happened? Do you think? Is it just purely cost? Is it demand? Is it like, cause
for me, it's
just getting covered.
It's vision.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I think
which is unusual for Dubai.
Well, yeah, but we had talks about having an underwater tennis stadium. Do you remember that one? An underwater tennis stadium. I mean, come on. We've got talks of rotating buildings.
Yeah, I've seen those. That's incredible.
I mean, these are but we don't have talks about sports facilities which are actually multi-sports usage. Yeah, you and I come from an environment where when David Lloyd first set up the facilities in the UK, everyone was poo-pooing that, saying it was going to be a disaster. But he did multi-sports. Yeah, he did the gym, he did squash, he did badminton, he did everything. He didn't just focus on tennis.
He kept building. And I think he's got 60% of all UK coaches in his clubs. How crazy is that?
It's insane.
60%.
It's absolutely insane. And even then, when they first started doing them, the court surfaces that they were using, because they were kind of using the most up-to-date carpets and stuff like that, which was not great for people, because when they started using shoes with tread, then they started getting injured, twisting their ankles, etc.
It's very fast as well. You go from a carpet to any court, all over the place, your timing. But he had the vision to put it in. Absolutely. To keep doing it and to keep expanding, But
I just think that when the UAE seems to be coming up with these designs and stuff, they're going to the architects and people, they need to consult with professionals like myself, like yourself, who could just put some ideas into their heads and say,
it's not hard. It's not hard.
It's not hard at all. I mean, just like I said, just imagine, you've got a 4-court facility with the netting in between. Just then imagine just being able to get a couple of AstroTurf carpets, roll out the AstroTurf, so that when it got to the winter months, December, when it's spectacular outside, right, you can play 5-a-side in there maybe.
Yeah. Well, people would still use the indoor courts. Yeah, people would still
I'm led to believe that over there in Habtoor, that you guys have a lot of VIP usage throughout the winter months as well. They'd much rather play.
Like it's getting quick. It's getting busy.
Well, I mean, we talk about the heat, but you've also got the UV and the UV rays.
If your URT Paul, I think is going to, as you said earlier, is going to do a little video. Horrendous sandstorms. People don't realise we get tremendous sandstorms. Like you can barely see 100 meters out the window. So there's a lot of external factors.
Although not to the extent that you see in Mission Impossible 4, where it's
because everything's real in that.
Yeah, but that's not really a sandstorm. That's a bit of a joke. That. But yes, it's a sandstorm. You can't really see that much out of the window from very far. Usually we can see the sea, but we can't today. But yeah, anything else that we can talk about in terms of locally right now?
I think it's just like I say, there are places to play. So just don't think that now that your season is finishing, that's it now. I'm not going to, because that frustrates me. People don't touch a tennis racket for 2 months. They come back in September and they're holding a racket in the wrong hand.
Well, let's go into that then, because again, I'm going to use touch tennis and sponge ball tennis. Okay, and I wish that we had Paul here or Simon here. We'll get them here for this. But if your opportunity is to not play at all or play that, which one's going to be better for you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Unfortunately, what happens?
Well, that's unfortunate. I mean, but at the end of the day, if you can take a 13, 14, 15, 16-year-old kid indoor maybe to go and play in an indoor sports hall on I'm going to say a volleyball-sized court, not even a badminton court, maybe a volleyball-sized court, then you could also then still work on technique. They can take that on board when they're
Tactics.
Absolutely.
Footwork, it's hard work. If you've ever done it as well, it's physically quite tough.
Do you know what? And I'm even going to say this, and this will get me into trouble. And if you're one of the coaches who poo-poos this, you're an idiot. Okay? You are very narrow-minded, because if option 1 is to be on the PlayStation, or option 2 is to be playing tennis
or sport,
and you think it's baby tennis, you're a moron. End of. And if you would like to have that debate with me, come on, and we will discuss that until
you'll
the end
lose.
of the earth. And you will lose horrifically, okay? Because your argument will simply be, oh, well, it's with a sponge ball and the ball travels at a different speed. Well, no, because you could still play with your normal rackets if you wanted to. Yeah, it's just, I would suggest obviously getting a smaller racket. But anyway,
I think also as well, actually, if people want to find out, obviously we're UK based, so we know, like now in the UK it'll just be tournaments all summer. If you've got a kid who still wants to play or compete, talk to us. And we know how the tournament system works. I'd say in the UK, probably Europe is relatively similar. Go play tournaments for 6 weeks. So I'll tell you what, you'll come back and you'll be feeling good, and you'll be well ahead of the people who have just sat on their arse playing Fortnite, which is a great game, by the way, for 2 months. So there are options. Just don't think, I want people to now get out of the thought process of the season, of right, my tennis is over for 2 months, because it's not. There is more opportunities. Dubai Sports World, is it? Dubai Sports World,
Tennis 360.
Tennis 360, obviously Hab Tour Tennis Academy. I'm sure there's more out there. I believe you've got quite a big tournament going on as well, which is money involved, so there is matches on as well, so don't just think, again, it's warm, so we can't play any tournaments. Obviously, we will run events as well on our indoor court, so there are options out there for you to play, so don't be lazy.
And just a very, very quick one as well, because this is another interesting aspect, is I've actually been doing a bit of tuition through my friend in ISM, Sam and JT. They've let me do some work for them over at Horizon School, and I'm just doing it voluntarily right now because
you're a good guy, Paul.
Because I've got nothing better to do with my life. But we're undercovers. The courts are covered, and I can tell you now, I was there on Saturday morning, and I was there with Ash and with Addy, and I promise you, it was a good 10-15 degrees cooler under that shade than it was for the footballers out on the pitch.
Well, actually, that reminds you, PSS Repton, so Rafa's Academy in Abu Dhabi. That's courts, 3 or 4 courts.
I think he's got 4 courts over there.
So if you're in Abu Dhabi, there you go, straight away. You've got one venue to go and play with, and we can highly recommend good coaches there as well. Rafa.
God, how did we even get Rafa into it as well? My goodness me.
You better give us something for this.
Yeah, and not just his normal sort of.
Well, coming back to it, there are options. Talk to us. If you don't know where you want to play, I'm starting to get calls, obviously, and the good thing with our indoor venue, obviously, we've got Ramadan coming up. We can play all night. We're getting lessons for 11 a.m., 1 a.m. We've got specials going on.
Yeah, you guys are opening until 2 a.m.
Yeah, I'm sure we can keep open until later. So if it is, obviously, if you're celebrating the holy month, and you want to continue playing sport, just keeping healthy, we're open all night for sessions. That's no problem for us.
And again, Steve, that's something which people don't realise in Dubai, is that there is this there's kind of a different market that you and I wouldn't even understand, which is that you've got the cricket leagues that are playing at 4 o'clock in the morning.
They play 24-hour matches.
So we've got academies like yours, like 360s, like ISM, like PSF. All these academies need to jump on board the fact that actually, there's a market that we could tap into. Yeah. Certainly for indoor halls and things like that.
If people want to play tennis, I will play it any time, day or night. I don't care. I love it. It's what we love to do.
So why do you disappear all the time?
Why? When do I disappear? Anyway. You're an idiot.
Anyway, right.
Alicia, you're still loathing him.
My wife is behind the camera telling us that we've gone over 20 minutes yet again.
I've got to say though, Alicia, if you maybe, not sure you remember, did have to leave on our previous podcast, and they were terrible without her. So Alicia really is the key to this whole operation. Otherwise it just goes...
I wouldn't say they were terrible, but let's just say that we did them over a week ago, and they're still on my phone because we don't really risk it.
I think just put it out. Don't even edit it.
They have to be edited. There's certain things that are said that really have to be edited. Anyway, right, so I'm going to hold my Genesis. Again, I'm going to get another racket in a bit. Get off. And thank you so much again for listening. Please get in touch. Like I said, if there's any indoor things or covered courts that we haven't touched on today, get in touch with either Steve or I. We'll be all right. No, we need to discuss quickly. We've had 2 comments. Really.
Oh yeah, thank you, Omar, a boy I used to teach in a previous place. He's going to
Previous life.
A previous life. He's going to come to Habtoor Tennis Academy. Good boy. He asked, why is rackets spelled rackets with a CQ, not a CK?
No, he said, is it either or?
Is it either or? Okay, they're both right. It's purely just one is American slang.
No, it's the way the Americans
do it. Because that's what America do. They take everything the English have done
butcher it
and change it because they think they can.
Colour.
Yeah, despise with a Z.
Well, yeah.
Realise with a Z. And that's okay. So Omar, in answer to your questions, yeah, rackets is spelled with a CK in America.
Yeah, I think the British, the intelligent ones, we spell it with a CK.
CQ.
No.
Oh, geez.
Hang on, we're CK, aren't we? Because rackets. Rackets, hang on.
Omar, great question. I've confused myself now.
See, this is why I do most of the talking. And then he goes on, you add right. Okay, so Paul Sheaves. Okay, Paul Sheaves, you always do some great comments and great questions. And you're right, we won't be able to really touch on everything that he spoke about. We'll do a whole podcast on it, where Steve will obviously be sitting like this the whole time.
There's the face.
There's the face. And yeah, you just asked about possibly choosing the rackets for which type of player, etc., etc. Really tough, that one. Okay, it's really tough, but you can be a little bit general with it.
Give you sort of 4 or 5 maybe rackets to use.
Okay, head heavy would be sort of an idiot. No, I'm joking. Head heavy would be somebody who needs more power, and head light would be more of a player's racket. That's a simple sort of very quick. We're not going into flex or anything like that, or string tensions.
That's for another day. But yeah. We will come back. We will come to that question because it's a good one.
Very, very, very good. But we want to bring him on anyway. So, guys, thank you so much for listening. Please comment, and yeah, we'll see you.
Heather Watson, if you want to give me a call to come play on the indoor court, just let me know because I know you need some work, and I dreamt about you last night. So hopefully it's not a dream; it's more of a premonition. So yeah, just pick up the phone, come train in Dubai. Because you need a bit of work, love. Bye!